So, last documentation in this day. So, I stopped crying. In some situation, my mom saw that reels in my Facebook. Because, of course, if you hear it, it would be weird. Some also, yes, messages me. But I just so some I just say some one sentence to others. But okay, they say. So that's messages or for those people that it will come to them. Then my mom actually saw it. My mom. Then a quarrel came. Then my mom says, "Okay, goodbye." Then I because I told my mom, maybe better to don't say anything that you don't know. And I cannot, even though I explained, you won't even understand it. Then okay, goodbye. Very angry actually. But suddenly she called again. Actually, how many times that she missed call but I didn't want to answer, but at the end I answered it. She called again. Then I answered. Then the evidence popped up on her account. She always says to me, don't go to that group, this group, this group, this group. I'm telling her many times that I don't have a group. I am on my own. What I'm doing is for someone that needed it. If you don't want it to hear what I'm doing, well, the content in the YouTube, the things that who needed, those are the ones will watch it. I told her many times actually, but suddenly, who did it? Those groups in here. That's why I know already who that person is here. And I can say a group. So be careful on the group in Facebook because there's a lot. Not only Facebook actually, Twitter, Instagram, and they are using a number 666. And as I have said, 666 should be a symbol of love. But they are using it in a bad way. Actually, the meaning is love. So the devil itself is so tired of you also. That's why it is happening in this time. Yeah, because I didn't tell you this one actually. I vibe an energy and heard something that the devil itself been tired to people. So the demon now is the people actually. They themselves. So hope they are watching this one. They know who they are. Those groups, those people in here. That's why here and there are connected because of that group. So, my place, as you are watching this one, not only me, I can say, is the victim. As the other tarot reader and psychic is saying, is not only me is the victim, there are more other victims also. So one by one, it's coming back to you. Not, it didn't need to be manifested actually. It just became strong because of the manifestation. As I have said, if that's my story, then that is your charges. That is your charge that will come. The theft that you have done. Not only me, but other people. So not only in my place, because that's a group of different countries actually. All over the world. So it really is. The manifest itself only make it strong and make it faster. So people, be careful in what you do to others, especially when you, as I have said in my video before this one, I wrote it actually, that be careful on who you do to others, especially when you encountered a different person that has an ability. Not only being a witch, But you know what I mean. Those people has a karma in their cells also. I ex- I'm observing that the known, actually, some people known. That's why they are using a person also, because they known that that person can give good karma, and they known also. That's why they are using someone. How about if at first, yes, it will give you the good karma, but at the end. So be careful on using others also. As I have said, this is the midst of our judgment until the real judgment. But still we are doing this to one another, destroying one another like a reptile. When will be as we human, as being a real human. So, as I have said, like the situation of Palestine and Israel, not only should the Prime Minister of the Israel should be condemned there, also those who known, because they actually known, but still closing their eyes or ears, but doing nothing. So who they are, they know themselves. In your story also, always pray to our Father. Don't wish someone's downfall. Well, I did right. If you don't know how to confess or submit your sins to our Father, don't do to others also. Because on my experience, as I do it, because we are human, we are not perfect. So even though I give you informations that you don't do to others what you don't want to do unto you, but I'm doing right, because I'm human. But giving you an information also, as you don't do to others what you don't want to do unto you, if you don't know how to. I can say humble yourself to that sin. I'm sorry if even this you have to see it, but you should be open-minded, because life is not only about happiness, but also these kinds of situations that people do bad to others also. But actually weird for all of the quotes that came to me and asking, what will you say about me, my loving father, our loving father? This comes Job chapter 1 verse 22. In all these Job sinned not, nor charged God foolishness. Weird. I thought he will give me an lecture. But let's read chapter 22 onwards. Chapter 1 verse, 22 onwards. So they say, let's read Job chapter 1 verse 22 onwards. So he actually always give me this verse. Huh? That's the end of the verse. But let's read first, okay, until 22. There was a man in the land of Uz, whose name was Job. Uz. Let's see what's the meaning of Uz. Uz. Counsel or advice. Okay, land of advice. Whose name was, wait, I want to see what's the meaning of job. Paid position of regular employment. Yeah, but name job. Okay. Persecuted. Ah, okay. Oh, example, if it's individual, persecuted person, the meaning of Job. And that man or woman. Man actually could be a man or a woman when you really learn English, was perfect and upright, and one that feared God and eschewed evil. And there were born unto him 7 sons and 3 daughters. His substance also was 7,000 sheep and 3,000 camels and 500 yoke of oxen and 500 she asses in a very great household, so that the man was the greatest of all the men of the east. Well, I don't have like these kinds of, maybe my life I can say, change it this part as on what I have. Chapter 4, verse 4. And his sons went and feasted in their houses. Every one his day, and sent and called for their 3 sisters to eat and to drink with them. And it was so when the days of their feasting were gone about that Job sent up sanctified them and rose up early in the morning and offered burnt offerings according to the number of them all. For Job said, "It may be that my sons have sinned and cursed God their hearts." Thus did Job continually. Now there was a day when the sons of God came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan came along also among them. So the test came. And the Lord said unto Satan, Whence comest thou? And Satan answered the Lord and said, From going to and from in the earth, and from walking up and down in it. And the Lord said unto Satan, Hast thou considered my servant Job, that there is none like him in earth, a perfect and an upright man, one that feareth God and fear actually, and is skilled evil. I don't know what's the pronunciation of that. Then Satan answered the Lord and said, Don't Job fear God for naught? Hast not thou made an hedge upon him and about his house and about all that he hath on every side? Thou hast blessed the work of his hands, and his substance and increase in the land. But put forth thine hand now, and touch all that he hath, and he will curse thee to thy face. And the Lord said unto Satan, Behold, all that he hath is in thy power, only upon himself put not forth thine hand. So Satan went forth from the presence of the Lord, and there was a day when his sons and his daughters were eating and drinking in their eldest brother's house. And there came messengers unto Job and said, The oxen were plowing in the asses, feeding beside them, and the Sabines fell upon them and took them away. Yea, they have, say the servant, and the edge of the sword, and I only am escaped alone to tell thee. While he was yet speaking, there came also another and said, The fire of God is fallen from heaven, and hath burned up the sheep and the servants and confused them. And I only am escaped alone to tell thee. Well, while we was yet speaking, there came also another and said, The Chaldeans made out 3 bands and fell upon the camels, and have carried him away, yea, and slain the servant with the edge of the sword. And I only am escaped alone to tell thee. While he was yet speaking, there came also another and said, Thy sons and thy daughters were eating and drinking wine in their eldest brother's house. And behold, there came a great wind from the wilderness, and smote the 4 corners of the house, and it fell upon the young men, and they are dead, and I only am escaped alone to tell thee. Then Job arose and rent his mantle, and shaved his head, and fell down upon the ground and worshipped, and said, Naked came I out of the mother's womb, and naked shall I return. Thither the Lord gave, and the Lord hath taken away. Blessed be the name of the Lord. In all these Job sinned not, nor charged God foolishness. Well, the story of Job is very faithful to God, but here demon came, then talked to our father, then had a, well, I can say discussion and plan and do this to her, to him, I mean to Job. Then all, even the children actually, all of the riches, I can say, in children was gone. Then he had a sickness also. Then in the midst actually, there's a time that he questioned also God, but at the end his faith is still there and say sorry to our father. Then all of the riches and the kids came back, and the riches doubled actually. And for my story, well, look what's happening to me. My emotion is always coming, and the thing that you will always remember that I died because of this one. I died because of this reason. I hope. I regret. Oh, right? The thinking of, because there's a lot that I observe that it's like I cannot handle properly sometimes. But before, why can I easily do this one before? But now it's like that. If you observe before and now, oh, it's really hard when you know what I mean. And if these things, this thing that I've done and asked for forgiveness and God forgiven me, then thank you very much. Because for those people really that doing bad to others, I hope they are coming back to our Father actually. As I have said, He is strict, but He is not. As long as He know what's bad and wrong and control that bad, but people is still doing it right. As long as you realize it that it's bad and ask forgiveness for what you've done. Like this situation, my situation, what I did. Do I need to document it all? Yes. So that we will learn. How will you document something if you will shortcut it actually? And that tell everything. And I have already told you from the very beginning that I have to document all. But sometimes it's a shortcut actually. But the most important is I will document more about evil and good, I can say. An example. Well, it's really is tiring to go through a lot of tower by tower to observe also something, especially how people, how do brain thinks and go and work with that brain. Why does people think like that? Why does people do it? Or why does people say those words? As always is about money, hurt, hatred, and laziness. Yeah, it is true. As before, even to the most painful words that I can hear, I can handle it. One cry is enough. But this actually, oh my gosh. So it means I'm still in the healing stage. That's why so emotional. Oh my gosh. Because people, even though there's no manifestation actually, the manifestation itself is everyone's cry is equal to your karma. Not only time is two, but it depends on what you did to that person, why that person is crying. Don't make a person just cry for nothing. Because that actually people do that one. For fun sometimes. Oh my gosh. For those unhealthy purposes. Purposes, I mean. And because of that also this situation, well, I'm thinking also this situation because at least we understand each other as mother and daughter. It's like the situation itself bring a light that even at first we are fighting, but in God's way, in God's miracle way, on His miraculous work, He Himself given the evidence. Actually, there's a lot of messages to our account. She told me actually, and I asked her what group is it. It's she is she told me. I mean, 666, but she didn't told me actually the whole. I don't know why. Maybe she knows that. Well, I am sometimes demon. People are being demon. Sometimes I really search it actually, but I cannot find. Well, lucky because maybe I will do something. Our father knows me also. That's why me myself cannot. I cannot also trust myself with that. Maybe well, you know, but but as long as she knows that I am telling the truth, because from the very beginning I told you right that she doesn't believe me. Maybe it is a stress or depression. What? Suddenly? I can feel the stress and depression, but won't do undergo like this because I know myself. I know myself. I know when my stress and depression will come. I would feel a headache maybe, but it will be gone for a second or a minute. Not like this. Oh my gosh, when I woke up, I'm okay. Maybe I have a tower moment yesterday, but when I woke up, okay. But now I'm crying again and saying I regret that I woke up from that state of me being dead. It is true that the most painful thing to happen in a human being is you know you died but you woke up again. Maybe it's okay. It's a miracle. But when you know that the reason why you died, and to those people who did to you, and why did yeah the reason why, that's the most painful actually. The reason why you died, that you will come, then problems will come also. Maybe I'm still in my young stage. I thought my spirit is matured. I thought, but I think not yet. That's why it's emotional. I'm growing. That's why when something happened, I can say, that will trigger you, you will undergo tower moment. Try. Whew, I'm not yet matured in connecting something. Maybe in myself, but in connecting to the society, oh my gosh, the hardest part on the stage of spiritual healing and evidence. That's why some says that 777 in actually Chinese zodiac numbers is the loss of money. I think someone experienced spiritual healing, but they didn't know that it is. That's why they say it's a part that losing the luck. But actually, no, it's a blessing actually. But if you cannot fight, yeah, it's a chaos in end. It's like end of the world. There's a lot to learn about brain, how a people thinks, how depression and stress will come, and anxiety. It will really come suddenly. This anxiety, unknowingly, especially for those who have a traumas in pain in life. That's why sometimes spirit can handle but body cannot, or body can handle but spirit cannot handle. That again and again and again. Now I understand why those people undergoes with that stage. Not just like stress or depression or anxiety. You have to understand really how they feel, because it's not like what others is that it's only stress, it's only depression, it's only like this. No, it's not. You wish you didn't experience that will That's will you what when you think, I mean, when you yourself experience it. It's a trigger that will trigger that stress, depression, and anxiety. A trigger of something. The traumas and pains, especially in pain and trauma, especially when a family fighting on something like problems, well, also money, or also attitudes and manners. That's why people will, when a person say something to you, then it leads to like discussion or fight. It will really trigger. That's why there's a quarrel, especially money, promise, or saying to someone, you are like this, you are like that, you are like this, then that person will be triggered. That's why people can sometimes do crimes that they shouldn't have. Those crimes that who can kill someone, even their own family. Hurt and hatred will control them. And especially, as always, don't don't you forget the spiritual world, because there will be always lost evil spirits there that will synchronize with the situation, and a demon that will say something or vibrate to your energy, and you can do it. As always, there's always a connection in spiritual world and physical that combines. Then it will be strong, so people can do the 7 traits. As always, the reason as always. Oh, thank you for watching. So let's see if what's my next content. Don't forget to subscribe, click the notification, comment if you want, share so that my next videos.